and those things. It's also about knowing when to say help. Resilience is also about when I get knocked down, I need to have either the right people or practices that can help me get through the next thing. Because guess what? The next thing is going to come, right? Knowing that the next thing is going to come, it's about how do you become better prepared for that thing. That's what resilience is about. It's not about like taking the punches and keep taking the punches and not having any way to deal with them. It's about having practices and people in your life that can help you get through that. And so we focus a lot on resilience here. Again, as you can see here, fostering resiliency to overcome stress and adversity. Where's the stress in our lives? Raise your hand if you get stress in your life. Everybody, nobody is immune to stress, difficult times, troubles. It's always going to be, that's just how life is. But the key is how do we navigate through and around them is what makes us resilient people. Some of the most resilient people have always had communities around them to help them get through it. It's when we stand alone on an island and say, I can do it by myself, that's when we get in trouble. Okay, we're not built that way. We're built to be in community and have people around you that can help you. So a couple of ways that we do that at Mason is we have a resilience badge program. It's an online program that's totally free. Students can go through the 6 modules and they learn about resilience practices and tools and things, resources that they can have on campus. And at the end, hopefully they'll know more. So when those things come up, and those hard times come up, they'll know how to deal with them. One cool thing that we've done is we've given recognition leave for our staff who go through the program, right? And for students, at the end of the experience, they get a digital credential back to the career piece so they can share it. Because really, if you look about going out into the work world and being prepared, folks want people that are going to show up and going to show up well. And when the project is tough, and when your coworkers are probably not treating you the best, or just the things are rough, you know how to be adaptable, flexible. You can show up to work and be the best person you are. Not to say you don't take time for yourself, because we all need to take a break. But you can be consistently great in the way that you show up each and every time.
And then one thing I'd like to say about resilience too is that resilience, how many have heard of the phrase toxic positivity? Right? So resilience, being flexible and building up resilience does not mean you ignore problems or that you don't acknowledge problems or that you think everything is sunshine and butterflies, right? You do acknowledge, or you're not dismissive for other people. Like when someone's like, I'm going through a hard time, a resilient person doesn't say, I'm so tough, get over it. Resilience means that even in tough times and adversity, there's an opportunity for growth, there's a finite end to this adversity, like we can work through this, and that even in the midst of terrible storms, you're gonna learn something, right? Like similar to that example about purpose, right? I think sometimes even negative experiences or hurtful experiences have taught me just as much as positive ones. And so that's the mindset of resilience, is a growth mindset. And I think I learned that from that badge, right? Like how to mentally reframe in a healthy way adversity and channel it into something to make me a better person. Next slide, please. So engagement, right? That's the big one. Science has shown, and this is not rocket science, that the more engaged you are, what is the byproduct of engagement?
Networking.
Networking, what else?
Retention.
Belonging. Retention, yes. Friendship. The more engaged, it's going to be surprised, the more engaged you are in something, the better you'll do, right? So work has found if you're more engaged in your job or your task at work, you do better at work. How is this applicable to you as students? The more engaged you are in campus, the more plugged in you are, the more you'll enjoy your experiences at that university, said university. Or the more engaged you are in a class, the more you'll learn and do better. So engagement is a key component to well-being, feeling included, feeling plugged in, feeling a part of stuff. So think about this, identifying, applying strengths, right? How many think Go back and think about in your time when you were doing something using your strengths. Were you more engaged? If someone gave you an assignment or told you to do something, hey, I know you're extroverted. I want you to go meet a lot of people. How many people thrive in that? How many people said, well, I know you're good at research, you're very analytical. Can you do this and use your skills? So we have a strengths-based model because we believe that when students or faculty or anyone implement their strengths more than their weaknesses, they're more engaged. Think about that. What would the world be if we focus more on what people do well rather than what they do wrong? Does that make sense? Think about this too, right? As a kid, how many times when you were a little kid and you looked at your report card, did you automatically go to the grades that were the ones that you didn't know how to do well? Or did you go to the ones like, wow, I celebrate my strengths with the ones I did do well? So let's have that, let's flip that. Let's have a strength-based model. Really incorporating the strengths in each other and others, highlighted. And another thing about engagement, is going back to it, is how many times have we realized that when we're not good at something, I need to partner and align myself with someone that is better. Avengers. Lewis is a little bit more organized than me, a lot more organized than me. Actually, 10 times more organized than me, right? I'm a talker. And so we have a complementary relationship, right? I'm gonna share a quick story. How many people have heard of the name Charlie Munger? Charlie Munger. Yeah, no one heard of it. How many people have heard of the name Warren Buffett? Right? Everyone knows Warren Buffett. No one knows Charlie Munger. If you Google it right now, type in Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger. Warren Buffett has credited most of his success to his introverted, behind-the-scenes friend, Charlie Munger. They have strengths, and they complement each other. So knowing that they're both together, working together, they've succeeded. So find your Charlie, I like to say, find your Charlie Munger.
I'm your Charlie Munger?
No, you're a little bit, I don't know. You're like Charlie Munger 2.0. You're a little bit more outgoing than Charlie Munger. No, you're still my Charlie Munger. You don't believe me. You're my Charlie Munger. Look at that. But find those examples. And so other ways to get, that made me really happy. I'm like, I can't gather myself right now. So find a sense of belonging. Come on, but ways to incorporate this, we think about this. Okay, involvement, strengths, all that. If your university has a strengths assessment, Clifton, take that. That's what we have here. But at bare minimum, get involved in student boards, or we like to call them living learning communities that we have here. Get involved in communities that allow you to grow in your strengths and find a sense of belonging. And you can see these are overlined. And then the last one, service learning, community service. Think about this too. Sometimes the best teacher, besides those experiences, sometimes the best teachers of your involvement, engagement, and purpose is when you're doing things that feel like they're serving the world or serving others, right? So community service, service learning, alternative spring breaks, all of those are great ways to really tease out and bring and pull out those passions, that engagement, that involvement. So those are just some examples that we have here. All right, next slide, please.
All right, we already heard some of this when Phil was talking earlier. We know that enhanced well-being for you, for the folks that you work with, for your teams, it's going to increase retention. Hopefully you enjoy where you work. The students enjoy working with you. Access. When you feel like your university cares about you, or the people you work caring about you, and you have access to tools and people and resources, that's going to increase your well-being. Phil just talked about engagement and performance. There's tons of research that says when students or employees are in a positive, thriving workplace or school environment, performance increases. If folks show that they care about you, if you have the resources, if you have positive relationships, I can go down the list, your performance will increase, whether it's in the classroom or outside of the classroom. An intentional, purposeful program or actions around well-being is going to increase performance. There's tons of research that talks about the return on investment when an employer takes care of their employees. And you can see tons of examples of when employers don't take care of their employees, their well-being dips. Y'all just noticed the takeover of Twitter, right? Do y'all been tracking the news? What happened? Thousands of people got emails in the middle of the night that they were fired. Is that good well-being? No. So that shows that their employer is really not looking out for them in the way that they probably should. How is that going to impact performance? Performance goes down. Those folks that left don't have jobs. Those folks that are still there have to take on a greater workload. Okay, so performance, so check your Twitter account and see what it's looking like. But performance will probably go down. And inclusion. When you create a well-being, a workplace or environments that prioritize well-being and include everybody at the table and how we approach it, how we talk about it, the messaging, how folks get involved, that's going to increase the benefits of well-being on your campus and for you individually. So when people ask you what are the benefits of well-being on campus, these are the five, some of them, these are five of them that we also lean on these here at Mason. You want to add anything?
Yeah, I'm just saying, think about this as you promote this, as you go back to your spaces. If you try to implement things, new strategies for well-being, new programs in your dorms or whatnot, use data. You can use data to support this. Let's say, hey, I want to try this new program, at my dorm. Well, you can present, people will give you quantitative and qualitative data. They'll say, wow, I really enjoyed being here, I liked it. Or you can even just see, just data-wise, the people, when we did implement this, did they graduate? Did they stay here all 4 years or 5 years, right? Or what was their GPA? So you can really back up a lot of this stuff. You can back up. I usually joke, I say that when universities invest in well-being, it's a great return on investment, because watch this thread, right? If we focus on people, university students, freshmen, they enjoy their experiences, right? They do well, they get better grades, they go out to the working world, right? Then what do those students that feel good about their college experience become? What do they become? Successful, and then successful what? Successful alum, and someone said donors, right? And they give money back to the university, right?
Endorsements.
Yeah, endorsement. So think about this. If we invest in students or we invest in their well-being, the bottom dollar is, at the very end of it, it's going to create a causal effect, ripple effect, and then they'll have school pride. They'll come back, they'll be rah-rah, they'll wear their Norfolk State stuff around, more students will come to Norfolk State, right? So it's a cyclical thing, right? If we invest in this, it's going to come back tenfold. Have more students, you get back, you mentor, all those things. So investing in well-being is really going to help the university on a whole. And so I want to go back to the agency part, that you, as housing professionals or housing professionals, you're on the ground level for that students having that great experience to go out to be great alum and be happy, right? They're going to remember who their dorm RAs are. They're going to remember who their floor mates are. I remember mine, those are the things that you remember, right? And the last thing I like to say is, most times people don't remember you by titles or prestige and all that, right? A lot of people say when it's all said and done, how you made them feel, right? So you are feeling change makers. You have an opportunity to create meaningful, engaged, happy, inclusive, high-performing environments in your own agency, in your own power. This is not just high-level professors and deans and, people that make a lot of money. You're on the ground. You have an opportunity to do all these things and make a student's experience very beneficial. So really hold that agency, hold that power day to day, even in micro ways, right? That simple smiling or helping someone open the door. You're really going to be a part of this, I say machine, but part of this system to really make someone's experience well and happy at your university. So we're going to practice it right now. So we're going to do this. What we want you to do, click on that too. What we do, yeah, click on the is we want you to actually practice well-being right now. So what we're going to do is, you got 3 minutes, just get up, stretch, give someone hugs. We just gave hugs. Or you can do another thing. You can send a text message to someone. We give you a little prompt if you don't know how to do it. I like when people do the text message because they're like, what's wrong with you? What do you want? Send a text, show some love to someone randomly. Or if you go to Mason, there's a plug for Mason, send someone a pack for Patriots. So get up, we got, let me see how many minutes.
So, as you get prepared to do this, we've given you some words to say, because sometimes when you're texting someone, you just have to want the right language. And so this is a gratitude practice. This is an easy, well-being gratitude practice. Costs nothing that you can do. Just reach out to somebody and say, hey, I'm proud of you. Hey, I'm thinking about you today. Have a great day. Boom, that's it. Even someone that's going through a hard time. Hey, I know last week was terrible, but I'm thinking about you. I got your back. And here's the thing about gratitude practices. It's not about what you get back, okay? Even if you never get a text back, you forward it to somebody else and let them know that you're thinking about them. If you do get something back, wonderful. That's how the cycle continues. So don't be in your feelings if you don't get anything back. It's part of the practice of doing it. So those are the 3 things, the 2 things we want you to do. One is do this gratitude practice and send a text to someone. Number 2, if you're at Mason, again, this is our Patch for Patriots, just a way to go online and give someone a shout of gratitude. It's part of our Mason Chooses Kindness initiative. And then number 3, once you're done, just get up, stretch, say hi to somebody else, give somebody a pound, give somebody a hug. And that'll be it for our...
Yeah, let's do it for 2 minutes, and then we got a couple of things to close out. But 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's do
You can
that.
get up, you can stand up, you can get out your seat, you can stretch. I see some hugs in the back. Hugs in the middle. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, it's your mind. Keep it going. Say what's up to somebody that you don't know.
Collaborate with each other. Hello? Hello? All right, y'all. Cut the track. Cut the music.
DJ, you rap.
All right.
Bill has bars.
I had one more. I was like, I was saying, the light is clear. I'll keep it real with you. Huh. Yeah, I was just gonna say, how'd that feel, y'all? What was the energy, right? That's it, man. It was the energy change, the energy shift, right? well-being, right? Did that cost y'all anything? No. Right? Free 99. It don't cost nothing to be kind and show love. But that actually could make someone's day, right? Let's say in purse. That can make someone's day. The gentleman here in the front also said, think about this too, about building community. Now y'all your own community. Y'all can exchange and stay in touch from different schools and share ideas and what you can do from that. So I really encourage y'all to really get outside of your bubble and connect with each other, because that's how this is all gonna work, right? We gave you some ideas that we do at Mason, but you might have ideas at Mary Washington. You may have ideas at William and Mary. You might have ideas at Gulf State, Virginia State, Radford, UVA Wise. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I'm not going to do a roll call. But y'all can share ideas. And this is really how it benefits not just you, right? So think about it, right? We have healthy competition. We think we want our schools to be the best. But at the end of the day, too, we all are in this together. And so when you share an idea and collaborate across universities, you make all of Virginia better, and then thus make everyone's experience better. And this is all, all together, y'all gonna stay together and probably work together, right? So it's not selfish, it's not an isolated instance. We're not on this journey alone. So really get to know each other after this.
You said it all, you said it perfectly. And just, most of the things that we share with you today, again, they didn't cost anything. They're easy to start. They change the mood, they change the energy. The bottom line is we want to increase folks' well-being, we want to increase their engagement, we want to increase their connectivity to each other. And at the end of the day, we have to take care of ourselves and we have to take care of each other. So you want to do that?
Yeah, so we said, well, your well-being should never be an afterthought. It should be your first act. Preventative, right? Preventative well-being. It should not be an afterthought. It should not be when you're in the throes of adversity or at the bottom, rock bottom, right? We should do this proactively, so it should not be an afterthought. All right, go to the next slide, please. And then also, as we said earlier, you saw that different examples, people that text and all that. Well-being looks different for everybody. So remember that this is an individualized, well, it's kind of like a paradox, right? It is a community and individual effort simultaneously, right? So still take care of yourself, but also invest in the community and the surroundings around you. And also understand that it looks different. The way you do it will be different from someone else. Like I like walks. You can't say, someone's feeling bad, right? Oh, just get out there and make friends. Maybe that's not their form of well-being, right? Maybe theirs is actually withdrawing a little bit and having time to themselves, or walking and all that. So well-being is not a one-size-fits-all. It's different. It swings, and it's when I say too, there's no finite end. There's no just I'm happy and that's it, right? It is not linear, but it's a spectrum. So your well-being is a spectrum as well. There's gonna be times where you're feeling good and you can do things. There's times where you feel bad and you can do things. So just understand that. All right, next slide, please. All right, we like I said, we love to connect. We're very extroverted. These are our QR codes to our LinkedIn. Holla at your boys, stay in touch. Lewis is LinkedIn as well. I think I'm smart with QR codes. But like I said, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to talk to you guys. This is great. I see such great leaders. People I'm going to hopefully stay in touch and say, wow, they're doing big things and I'm still here at Mason. Just living my life with my kids. But, hopefully I see you out there in the future. You're going to be doing great leaders, doctors. You're going to be on stage right here. And I'm just, really, this energy juiced me up. Y'all juiced me up for the rest of the week. So I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm juiced. I just want to do one last thing before we go. Look, can I get a hands up for everybody who's going to promise to make a commitment to take care of yourselves? Every day, do something little, something small. And if the person next to you didn't raise their hand, bump them, and you're going to hold them accountable. Thank you all. Have a good day.